Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Ichimoku Cloud. Developed in the 1960s and first introduced in Japan's rice exchange, the Ichimoku Cloud is a technical analysis study that takes a look at multiple moving averages and graphs them out in the form of a cloud in order to interpret an asset's price action. Today, it's a popular indicator used amongst traders in both the stock market and the crypto market. Similar to other technical indicators like the RSI, the Ichimoku Cloud is used to show the momentum of the market and attempts to predict the future price action of any given asset for both the stock market and the crypto market. And just like other trend indicators, it also helps us in identifying important levels of support and resistance. The Ichimoku Clouds also give a trader key information such as the direction and the strength of a market movement. In order to access the Ichimoku Cloud indicator, we'll go to the top of the menu bar under View and select Indicators. However, we can also use this Indicators tab here, where we would click Add Indicator. We'd then search for Ichimoku. Go ahead and add it to our existing layout, and then click OK. And there we have it. Now, this indicator may look a bit overwhelming at first, but once we understand the function of each of our trend lines, it becomes much easier. So let's go ahead and do so. The Ichimoku Cloud indicator is composed of 5 trend lines. So we got the Tenkan Sen, also known as the conversion line, the Kijun Sen, also known as the baseline, the Senkou Span A, which is our leading span A, the Senkou Span B, which is our leading span B, and finally, the Shiku Span, also known as the lagging span. The Tenkan Sen, or conversion line, is outlined here in navy blue, and is a short-term moving average of the last 9 periods. It tells us about short-term support and resistance levels. The Kijun Sen line, or our baseline, beside it to the right in red on our chart, is our long-term moving average for the last 26 periods. It also provides us with information about medium support and resistance levels. When the Tenkan Sen, which is our blue line, crosses over above the Kijun Sen, which is our red line, like here for example, it may indicate an upward market movement and consequently may serve as a good buy signal. When our Tenkan Sen blue line crosses over below the Kijun Sen, a red line, like over here for example, it may indicate a downward market movement and consequently serving as a sell signal. This Shiku Span, which is represented by our light blue trend line, plots the price action of 26 periods behind the last closing price of any given asset and serves as a visual way to show the relationship between current and prior price trends, as well as to give us insight into trend reversal signals. When our Shiku Span trend line is far above the current price action, like here for example, it indicates a bullish market sentiment. Reversely, when the Shiku Span trend line is far below the current price action, like here for example, it indicates a bearish market sentiment. When our Shiku Span trend line is floating around the current price action, like here for example, it would indicate a sideways market sentiment. Finally, the Ichimoku Cloud is formed using the Senkou Span A, also known as the leading span A, which is illustrated by our green trend line over here. And the second plot is our leading span B, or Senkou Span B, illustrated by this yellow trend line over here. And reading the Ichimoku Cloud is surprisingly easier than it looks. When the price action is found above the cloud, like here for example, we have a market uptrend. And when the price action is found below the cloud, like here for example, we have a market downtrend. Similarly, when our Senkou Span A trend line crosses above the Senkou Span B, like here for example, we have a positive market sentiment and a strengthening market uptrend. Oppositely, when our Senkou Span A trend line crosses below the Senkou Span B, like here for example, we have a negative market sentiment and a strengthening market downtrend. If the price is fluctuating in the middle of the cloud, like here for example, Or here, for example, it could mean that we're facing a moment where traders are indecisive, so they're not really sure whether they should buy or sell. Essentially, we have a sideways market situation, so you do not trade when the price action is within the cloud. At any time, we can hover over our indicator. Once it's highlighted, double-click, and access its properties. Here you can customize the appearance of the indicator, as well as go to the Parameters tab, where you can change the number of periods for our trend lines. So let's go back to Appearance. And let's go ahead and change our cloud painting to fill with color. We'll click Apply. Let's go to Parameters now, and we'll change the Kijun Sen to 28 periods, and we'll change our Senkou Span B to 56 periods. Click Apply, and then OK. And voila! The Ichimoku Cloud is just one of the handful of indicators you can customize on the Vector platform. Thanks again for watching this video on how to maximize your reading of the charts using the Ichimoku Cloud. Don't forget to like this video, share it with others, subscribe to our channel, and activate notifications to receive more useful content and trading tips when using our platform. We'll see you on the other side.